off with something that's a little bit different. This story has changed countless numbers of children's lives across the world and encouraged them to join the Lord in his army. So now we would like to present to you Teddy's button.
My father raised the flag, dashed into the enemy line, bullets flying everywhere. And just as he was about to retreat, he saw a fallen comrade. And he said to his men, "You retreat, I'll go after my comrade." And so my father, he went back, grabbed the soldier, and as he was struggling back, bullets were flying into him, shooting all through his vest. And when he got back, he fell down dead at his captain's feet. 16 bullet holes and 7 sword cuts had slashed through my father's body. And this button was the only button that was left on his coat out of the 10, and I wear it proudly today to remember my father was the bravest soldier in the Queen's army.
You're lying. Oh, but that's a silly old button that you just stole from your mother.
I'm not lying. And how would you know? You're only a girl.
Well, my father's a sailor, and I'm sure he would have fought harder and still been alive if he'd been through such a battle.
My father was 10 times braver than your father.
So sailors are always better than soldiers.
Soldiers are the best.
You better let me pass, button boy. This bridge is only big enough for one of us, and I got here first. Besides, I'm a lady, and you're only a boy.
Soldiers don't back down in front of anyone, especially their enemies.
Well, I'm a sailor, and so I won't back down in front of you either, for I'm braver. I will cross this bridge first.
Charge!
Well, the next day, Teddy was in church, and his mother had warned him right before the service, "Now, Teddy, please, I just want you to sit still this time. No wiggling, no taking Mrs. Smith's hair ribbon out of her hair. Do you remember all the trouble you got into last week when you did that?" And Teddy said, "Yes, Mom, I've decided that this week I should put my hands in my pockets, and every word that comes out of the parson's mouth I shall pretend is a bullet, and I must take it like a man and a soldier." And Teddy's mother said, "Teddy, I just want you to be a good boy and not have to pretend that everything is a battle." Well, but the service was going smoothly, and Teddy was sitting up straight and nice, until all of a sudden he heard, "Button boy, button boy, button boy." He looked in front of him, and there sat Nancy. But he kept his eyes glued on the preacher. He would not let her bother him. "Button boy, stole a button from your mother and pretended it's a special button from your father." Well, that did it. Teddy thought he couldn't handle it anymore. He stood up and he shouted, "I hate you!" All eyes turned to Teddy, and as everything went silent, and Teddy's mother yanked him back into his seat. On the way out of church, the parson came up to Teddy and said, "Teddy, I want to see you for tea today at my house." "Sorry, sir, I don't drink tea." "Well, you do today. I'll see you at my house at 2. So Teddy went at 2 o'clock, and then he sat down in the parson's study, and the parson said, "Teddy, why do you hate that girl so much?" "Because she's my enemy, sir." "Well, Teddy, do you know that you've been fighting on the enemy side all this time?" And Teddy said, "What do you mean, sir?" And the parson said, "Teddy, only the enemy fights with hate. Did you know that there's a King of Kings and a Lord of Lords? And he's captain of an army. And he wants you to join it, Teddy. But before you do, you're going to have to ask forgiveness for fighting against him and for using hate. And then, Teddy, you can join him for life." And Teddy said, "Well, that sounds grand, sir. But I'll have to think about it first." "That's right, son. You go home and think about it," said the parson. So the rest of the day, Teddy spent out in the woods talking with the King of Kings. And the next day, he went back to the parson's home, and he rapped on the door. And when the parson opened it, he said, "Reporting for duty, sir." "Ah, new recruit, I see, eh?" "Yes, sir," said Teddy. And the parson said, "Well, now's just the time, for I have an enemy here for you to fight." And Teddy said, Really, sir? Do you think I'll be able to beat him today? And the parson said, well, I think you'll have a good start. So the parson led Teddy down a long hall, and at the end of it, he had Teddy turn and face him. And he said, on the count of 3, Teddy, I want you to turn around, and you will face your most frightening enemy ever. I'm ready, sir. So the parson counted 1, 2, 3, and Teddy spun around, and he faced himself. He was standing in front of a full-length mirror. But that's just me, sir, said Teddy. I know, Teddy, said the parson. You are your worst enemy, and you will be fighting yourself for the rest of your life. But others, Teddy, you have to fight them with love. For love, it never fails. So Teddy joined the Lord's army, and his next meeting with Nancy was a little bit different.
Nancy?
Get away from me, you mean, nasty boy! I don't want to talk to you.
I just wanted to see if you wanted my apple. And I heard you like stories. I could tell you a couple if you like.
Sure. But why are you being nice to me?
You were awful last Sunday in church.
I know, but I've joined the Lord's army, and I can't fight you anymore. I have to love you.
Ugh.
Not like that, but as a friend. I can't fight you with hate.
Well, that sounds all right.
Nancy, would you like to join the Lord's army?
Does the Lord have a navy?
I don't know. I'd have to ask the parson.
Well, if he does, I'll consider joining. But in the meantime, I look forward to being your friend's button boy.
And are you, Nancy? The end. Thank you.